takes the oath, he will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol. He will take a hammer and break the glass where the Constitution is, and he will tear it up in our faces. And say, now.
I don't think any president could do that. We can look it up. We have Google. Can a president amend the Constitution? Look. Can my typing's trash. Can a president amend the Constitution? Congress proposes an amendment in the form of a joint resolution. Since the president does not have a constitutional role in the amendment process, the joint resolution does not go to the White House for signature or approval. Who can amend the Constitution? An amendment may be proposed by 2/3 vote of both Houses of Congress, or if the 2/3 of the state request one, by a convention called for that purpose. The amendment must then be ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures, or 3/4 of the conventions called in each state for ratification. So technically, the president doesn't have that power to do that.
I'm the king of the world. You will bow down.
But then, so why you gotta curse on every single sentence that you say? That makes me not respect you, especially someone who's in their 50s, 60s. I don't respect you once you start cursing like that. Someone that's mature, you're elderly shouldn't have curse words in their vocabulary. It's only for younger people because we are not trained yet. We don't have that respect, or we don't look at ourselves like we are an example for other kids. We don't look at ourselves like that. I am, because I don't curse, but hey, especially an older person start cursing, man, I look at you a different way. I know we all free, but cursing shouldn't be the first thing that you think about. It should be like, oh, I'm mad, and maybe I slip a few curse words. But if you're speaking regularly and you're cursing like this, it makes me look at you weird.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this. I know it because I know what mental illness looks like. That mania is unstoppable. See, this motherfucker's he didn't come to
Okay, so I'm hoping that some of what she said is right, meaning that he came not to play, and he gonna take care of everybody that wronged the American people, not him. I
Get
mean,
rid of him, bro. Like,
yo,
get rid of those corrupt people. Like, people, look, you could be, look, crazy take, but I don't care. Look, if you're going to be corrupt, make sure the people you're serving, like the people you're serving, make sure they don't think you're corrupt. Like, if there's 50 million that's going to the people, at least give them like 40 million. Give them 40 million, 45 million. And then if you want to take the 10 million, 5 million, go ahead. That looks better. But if there's 50 million and you take 30 million and you give them only 20 million, they're going to notice. They're going to notice. It's like the people, it's like the presidents in Africa. Like, if the country, has this allocated funds for the country to fix or develop the country, let's say it's 50 million or something like that to develop the roads, like, use 40 million to develop the roads and take 10 million. Take 10 million. Maybe you have to pay the workers a little bit less, but if you take that 10 million, the roads are still going to be done and the people are still going to vote for you again. That's how I would do it. Like, I wouldn't do it because, like, I don't really want to steal. I know I'm going to get punished for that. Like, but this is for the people in Congress. This is how you could get the people's vote. If you're going to steal the money, at least steal a little bit. Steal 10% and give 90% to the people so they actually think that you're doing something for them. That's my take.
That man could have gave a long time ago. He's worried about himself. But let's just talk about this methodically real quick. First of all, you can't rip the Constitution up and call it a go. You don't rip the Constitution. The Constitution is embedded in our society. There's no physical. I don't need to have a physical Constitution in my hand to adhere to the Constitution of the United States of America. Every time a police officer pull you over on a traffic stop, the police officers don't have to have a copy of the Constitution in his or her hand to enforce the law and abide by the Constitution. So all of this, he's going to smash out a window and rip the Constitution out in front of us. The Constitution shall never die, because the Constitution should be in the hearts of the American people, understanding our rights and understanding where our rights come from, and they don't come from the government. Now, furthermore, we have a thing called separation of power. We have a thing called co-equal branches of the government. And we have a thing called states' rights. And we have a thing called voting. One man, we can see that even with your boy. We can see that. We can see that even with your boy, Joe Biden. Joe Biden don't have the ability to just unilaterally run America. That's why Congress is doing what they're doing. That's why the Senate is doing what they're doing. That's why the courts are ruling a certain way. Like, think about this. Does the president have anything to do with Roe v. Wade? No. The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. And that's it. Can they do affirmative action? The president can't do anything about affirmative action. The Supreme Court overruled affirmative action, which gives guidance to the states to adhere to the law. The president can't not impeach himself. He can be impeached by Congress if they have enough votes, and if they, the House send articles of impeachment to the Senate and the Senate approve it, the president will be removed from office. So we have co-equal branches of the government. That's why nobody can become a dictator, or nobody can become a Hitler in America. Now, what a person can do is introduce policies, right. And if the lunatic,
like Biden introducing policies to help immigrants, get them $50-something million, prepaid credit cards to go shop with taxpayers' money. Come on.
Control the House and Senate, the person can introduce policies that have a negative residual effect in America. The executive branch can start wars that can ruin America, but they can't enact against the people in perpetuity and in totality. Because at the end of the day, citizens are working for the government. So if a government decides, and we will hope the citizens will make sense of this, if the government decides that, hey, I'm going to go after Americans who work in the FBI can say, I'm not participating in that. I'm gone. Boycott. They can leave. They can quit. And if you got half of the FBI quitting, that's going to be a nightmare for the government. They can't hire enough people in enough time if half of the FBI just quit or threaten to quit. So in all actuality, there are things like that are put into place by our founding fathers that prevent Hitler from being our president. I don't care what party he's in or she's in or whatever. I don't think there's going to be a female president anytime soon. But people like this,
Hillary gonna be president, bro. I will never want a woman to be president, bro. That don't feel right, bro. It don't feel right, man. It don't feel right. I think the only woman that's gonna be a president if it's a trans woman, like, cause it's still a man, so technically it's like it's still a bad president.
My opinion, are deranged. Do I think that Biden is Hitler? No, I think he's an idiot. I don't think he's running the country, and I think he's ruining the country with.
Biden's not running the country, bro. It's like the people on the staff, these people in this group, whatever, Democratic Party that's running the country. He's just the puppet. He's just right there. So what? We're gonna give like what? $10 million more. No, $10 billion more to Ukraine. Okay. I sign it. That's how he is. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but that's just how he is.
With virtue signaling policies. These people hate God and they hate America. They want to restructure America. They want to get rid of the America that we know. They're not going to, I don't know. They probably want to be Hitler, But at this present point in time, we still have control of the country, and the country is still far away from a person actually being able to act out what Hitler did. Because I still believe there's a lot of good people out there that, for instance, you go look back a couple years ago, and the Democrats wanted to secure the border. You go look back not too long ago, Joe Biden was saying they'll never get rid of the Second Amendment. They'll never ban rifles. I mean, you go back years ago, people were sensical. And I think there's always going to be people like that. I just think that they're trying to get political clout and power, and they're going to go so far to get you to vote, and they're not going to do what they said they're going to do. Right. And ain't no way in the world they can make every car by 2035 EV. They're having problems right now. I think it was Chicago or New York or something. It was an ice storm, and they couldn't even drive their own cars because the batteries freeze over. Then my father, who's a fire chief, been doing firefighting for over 40 years, and he told me that these electric cars are a nightmare. They have no technology to put out these lithium battery fires. None. If you get 6 cars that catch on fire at one time, I mean, it's going to burn whatever is around it for days. It's not going to go. It can't put it out. So you get a whole fire started at an EV plant, wow. Or you get a fire started at a charging station. I mean, you got catastrophic effects that's going to happen. And so they can't possibly do it. You look around places like LA and other places like this, they can't make that many electric cars. They're not going to be able to keep up with that. They can't do it. They're doing rolling blackouts right now. Right. And like probably like a third of the cars are EV or less than that. Where they going to put the charging ports at? How you going to charge your car? What if somebody's irresponsible? Because people do it all the time. They run out of gas.
But it's like, bro, I wouldn't even want to trust anything that's like there's too much technology in it. Because, man, if China really wanted to hack us, like, they're going for the Teslas first, EVs. A gas-powered engine, yes, you can still hack it because there's not a lot of technology associated with it. But still, man, it's still going to be hard because it's still a gas-powered engine. Or it's like, yeah, but it can still get hacked. But, like, come on, an EV, that's a battery. Like, if you turn some switch on and you mess up some program, boom, the whole car is not working. You lock someone out of the car. You can lock someone in the car. Especially if it's a Tesla Cybertruck, those glass, man, it's gonna be hard to break out.
You know, if you're in traffic and you didn't fill your car up like you're supposed to, like people don't charge their phones, what happened when a few people start breaking down on the freeway because they didn't charge their cars? They have another car come out and recharge the car on the side of the road for 40 minutes.
Oh, babe, look, I forgot to charge my car. Let me go charge my car real quick. Like, that's like a beta mail, bro. Babe, let me go charge my car. Like, oh man. Oof.
I mean,
like, babe, let me put a Mustang out. Let me put the Charger out. Let me put a Aston Martin out. You want to hear that V12? Yes, that's a man right there. Babe, you want to hear the EV? Oh, you can't hear it. It doesn't make any noise unless you turn the speaker up.
It is just insane what they're trying to propose, and they're never going to do it. They're never going to make the rich pay their fair share of taxes. It's all slogans and.
No, it's all slogans because Joe Biden, he rich too. Joe Biden is like a couple $1 million up. He probably got some, allegedly, probably got some money, offshore and stuff too. Everybody there, Kamala Harris rich. Everybody rich. You check the president's salary, it's like $250K. And you only have 4 years. Like, you might not even make $1 million.
And stuff they want to convince you of, so you think that they're virtuous. They ain't finna make rich people pay their tax. They would change the tax code, but they ain't never gonna change the tax code because they're benefiting from the tax code.
Because they're rich too.
When I become a billionaire, I'm not gonna pay that many taxes either because right. I'm gonna strategically find a way to avoid paying taxes. And I'm gonna use my money to go and do philanthropic things. I'm gonna spend my money at the church. I'm gonna divert my money to helping out causes. I do not want to pay the government taxes. I don't want to pay the government taxes because they're not doing.
Plus, you're not even doing anything good with the money. You're sending it to other countries that don't need it. Or look, I have no problem you sending money, helping other countries. That's what you're supposed to do. Help our neighbors out. But if a country is not where we want it to be and you're still sending all that money to other countries, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Doing right by the money. So you got to pay something, but hey, you ain't finna get a lot of it from me. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.
Yeah. Think about it. End stream. End stream.